reason, like, I really want to go. I'm like upset.
Well,
So
we'll take
I need
lots
a
of
report.
pictures. We're gonna take lots of
Yeah.
pictures and we'll tag you and we'll really create the FOMO. How about that?
Thank you. At least I know what's going on.
Yeah, we'll keep you posted. Joe will be there. Yeah, okay, good. Yes, Michelle, I haven't started packing either.
Thanks for
Ooh.
making me feel better. I'm always late to pack. I'll probably be packing Sunday night.
Oh, I found out last night, like the stuff I have to wear for speaking and for cocktail and stuff. I was like, oh yeah, I haven't done any of that. So anyway, whatever. Hi, happy Friday. Okay, I'm watching this. I've got it streaming. So Kay, I don't know that I can give you co-host, but super excited. How's everybody doing? How's the week been? Good. Any wins that you want to share?
I closed on my transaction yesterday. I was freaking out because the builder's lender literally last minute sending the CD over to my client. But it worked.
Yeah, they tend to do that. Builders like to work on their own schedules.
Yeah,
so congratulations on that.
Thanks. They promised me a 2-week close. Her 2-week close.
Wow.
Almost 3.5 weeks later. So they lied on that. But I'm really frustrated because I think I would be $135 away from capping.
All right. Well, when's your reset?
In March. So 6 months.
Oh, you got plenty of time. You got this. You got this. Congratulations on being that close to capping.
Thank you.
Who else? Anybody else?
My big win is that I had 2 showings on 2 high-end listings. So, because everything's been so dead. So one was a drastic price change. So that got one because they're like, we just want to break even. We don't care about making a profit. So that was nice because most of my people don't want to do that.
Wow.
So to just get some showings is good.
Getting some traffic is good. Well, my win is I've got a $10 million listing that's been sitting around for a while. It's a very unique property. And I got an offer in on it. Now, it's a very low offer. But it's an offer and it's a start and it's 23 acres. And I didn't realize I was going to be showing it yesterday. So I'm tromping through 23 acres in my high heels.
Yep. I carry snake boots in the back of my car.
Well, and normally I have other shoes, but I had a loaner car. It just didn't work out. But it made for a good story. So I did not get bit by a snake. I did not ruin my new heels, and I looked cute while tromping through the forest. So it's a win-win-win all the way around.
Video.
Well, I did. I got video of it. You got to document these fun things, and everybody thinks I'm crazy, but it got a lot of comments. So there you go. I don't like putting my face on video, but I'll put my feet on there every day. So anyway, I'm excited to see you guys. EXPCon is going to be amazing next week. We'll be making sure that we're streaming and we're posting and we're plugging you guys in anytime we can. We'll do some live streams into Workplace and try to make sure that you guys can feel like you're there. I don't know that we'll have huddle next week. I'll let you know just because everybody's going to be traveling back. So today I'm super excited, Joe. I'm sorry, we're just rambling. We all just catch up. I'm super excited for y'all to meet Joe. Joe is my buddy out of Boston. And if you guys are in Rockstar Agent, you probably know Joe. Joe and Eric Orland were the coaches that were teamed up together. And just so you know, anybody that was on my team, we beat them. But that's not what this is about. No bragging rights today. But Joe is awesome. He's built his business in a big way. And I love our company because it's like, hey, Joe, do you want to come in and just pour in to our agents? And he said, didn't even skip a beat. Absolutely. So Joe, I would love for you to share who you are, talk about what we can do in these markets that have made you successful, what you've done to build your business, and just inspire a little bit this morning on our Friday huddle.
Absolutely. So one, thank you as always for having me. I love it. I love getting to meet new people. So my name's Joe Turco. I'm from Boston. I've been in business for closing in on a decade now. That big double digits. That's a little scary. Prior to that, I was a footwear executive in some of those big companies that you guys have probably heard of. Just Do It. Maybe some of those all-stars you've seen with Converse and Nike, and spent most of my time overseas and doing things like that. I'm a big advocate for charity. I'm a big advocate for working and helping people succeed, and I'm a big advocate for collaboration. And that kind of is how I've structured my entire business. And my entire business, because I spent so much time away from home, away from my sphere of influence, away from all the people I knew and grew up for so long, when I did kind of return back to Boston, when I did, have that reason to move halfway around the world, which was my lovely wife, it was shocking because I had to say, well, how am I going to have a great business, a great life, and change everything that I've known and basically start over? And I know a lot of people on this call are probably in some way, shape, or form experiencing that. We've had market shifts. We've had people that have had to relocate. We've had people that have had down years in their business. We've had people that are just looking for new and exciting ways to do it. And that's kind of why I wanted to come on and share a little bit about something that most of you are going to probably groan about. You're going to be like, Joe, this is not exciting. This is not fun. If you really want to talk about this, I'm going to bounce, and I'm going to warn you, stay, because I'm going to show you the most efficient and effective way to use your time to go really deep with people, and it's going to be cost effective. It's going to be time effective, and it's going to be fun. So who's down for that? Is anybody? I mean, I'm a person that likes movement. Okay, I see some hands waving. I know it's early in Texas. All right, I saw a peace sign from the car. Don't crash. We don't want, seeing any trouble like that. Here's the thing. Open houses are the best thing if done right for your business. You get belly to belly with people. You get to see them. Now, especially for a person in Boston where it's cold, people are perceived to maybe be a little meaner, a little bit more attitude, a little bit more direct than maybe, some of our lovely people in Texas or the South or California, or, I see some beaches there. That's what you want. You want to warm people up to you. You want to have that opportunity for them to see you. So let's dive right in. If I could share my screen, I have a condensed presentation.
You got it. Is it working?
Yep.
You should have it. Cool.
Yep. I just want to make sure it's all good. Get it started. Okay. Perfect. And So we're gonna go real fast because we are on a timeline. Open houses. Positioning yourself through these open houses to get more business, to get deeper with people, and to be efficient with your time. Now, I'm gonna guess a lot of you have kids like I do, or family, or you're balancing school or another job because you've just gotten into real estate and you're like, oh my God, this is overwhelming. I can't do all of these different things. And you want me to go sit in an open house and I'm just going to stand there. No. This is the thing that most people get wrong about open houses. They think that at the end of the day, what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to stand somewhere and just hang out. If you're doing an open house effectively, what you're supposed to be doing is stacking your time. This is your office hours. This is where you are holding court. This is where you are doing the things that if you are doing it right, you can go in, you can follow up with all of your sphere of influence. My suggestion, text, Facebook Messenger, Instagram messages, all things that at a moment's notice you can put down. Because what you're doing is you're stacking your time, you're stacking your efficiency. What you're doing is you're then making it where you can go through and you can optimize you standing there. You can then practice your scripts with these people. You can go in and you can have these conversations because every time you're having a conversation, you're getting better. What you can also do is now have access to content and creating content. Do you have access to amazing homes every single day? Anyone that's shaking their head and saying no, well, you're wrong. Because that's the thing, is if you're holding an open house, you can create content while you're there. And if you're doing the 3 things that you're supposed to, and that's meeting people belly to belly, following up with your database, with your leads, with the people that know, like, and appreciate you, and staying on top of that, and then creating content while you're there to further expose you to others and help you get more open houses, more listings, more buyers, and more opportunities. It is a fiction effective use of time. It's where you're going to ramp up your business, because that hour, 2 hours, or if you so choose 3 hours of time is going to just be a rocket ship for your business, because it's not where you're standing around. It's not where you're saying, oh, the open house is dead. I don't have anything to do. I'm going to play Candy Crush on my phone. I'm going to think about what I'm having for dinner. I'm going to idly text my friends and complain about something. This is your time to be on task. This is your time to really kind of engage and get excited and really push into all of the things that make you a great agent. Because what we're going to do is we're going to really go through it, but that's the most important part of what I'm going to talk about today, is condensing, being efficient, and being the person that goes out and gets every opportunity from this. Because I built my entire business not on having 1 or 2 open houses, but by having multiple a week, by doing them when other people didn't do them, where people would say, Joe, why are you doing a commuter's open house on a Wednesday night? Nobody's going to come. And then I got my biggest listing from it, because it was a doctor who was an ER doctor, and they worked overnight and they were on their way to their shift, but they could go to my open house when they couldn't go at any of the weekend ones, because they had those rotating shifts that carried them through them. They never had the opportunities to go check out things, meet and interview agents, because no one was giving them that chance. But I did, and I got belly to belly with them. And I had the opportunity because I had the door open. And that's what we have to start thinking about, is how do we structure our time? How do we structure our lead gen? How do we structure our business to get in front of those people that want those opportunities? How do we give those opportunities to ourselves? Well, first, you have to position yourself in the best way. You have to plan and prepare. You have to have your free open house checklist. You have to have a process. You have to have your during your open house checklist. I talked about mine. It's creating content. It's talking to people. And don't worry, I'm going to share scripts and follow up and all of that later to make sure that you have everything that you need. But it's also having your post open house action items and your time block secured. We'll talk more about that in a minute. Considering your target audience. Who are you really trying to get with these open house? And practicing those scripts. Practicing what you're going to say. Because here's the thing. You get that opportunity, you want to succeed. And if you're nervous, it's okay. And if you mess up, it's okay. Because if you're doing enough open houses, you're going to have more opportunities. And every in-person opportunity is going to be 1,000 times better than your script partner. I know that might be a controversial opinion, but that's the thing, is it's real life. You're going to get better. And it's okay. We grow through experiences. We grow through sometimes failure. We fail forward. Embrace it. Do it as much as possible. But also think about when you're there, are you doing something that is an experience? Because when you walk into a place, like, for example, our huddle right now, it's an experience. When we go to EXPCon, it's an experience. Make the open house an experience. When they walk in, are they walking in and is it something bland and boring that they've seen 10 times? Or are they walking in and you bought flowers from a local florist and they're nice? Do you have something of value that they're being shown? Do you have something that you're just asking them that's different than every other agent? Are you digging a little deeper? Are you taking a different approach? Because these are all the things that, if you're, like I said, holding court at these open houses, if this is your castle, this is your domain, that's where what happens is you feel like you are the king or the queen of that place. It's where you have that confidence. And because you're doing it consistently, your business grows. You become known. And if you want, and this is just a great plug for Rockstar, there's also an entire class on how this is incorporated into farming and how that can layer to build it even better for your brand. So if you haven't checked out Rockstar, definitely talk to Elizabeth about it. She's one of the best coaches. She did this time beat Eric and I. There's always going to be another round. And like we always like to say, fail forward. So I'm coming for you. But that's the thing.
Keep talking trash, but all right. All right. We got
That's
it.
okay. That's okay. We'll get there. But that's the thing. So show every person that walks through that door that you're not an old era agent. You're a tech enabled, cutting edge, just agent that knows how to get it done and that knows, the market, that area, and that you're the only one for them. Because a lot of people come in unrepresented. And then after that, because open houses are this great and amazing place, again, to get things done, have automation set up to follow up, because follow up is what gets the job done. Follow up is what gets success. Follow up is what bridges the gap between an average agent and a superstar agent. Elizabeth follows up better than probably almost anyone at the company. That's why she's one of the most successful people at the company. Again, it's where you take your cues from the best and you just keep running towards it. So, what are we doing? We are reaching out to agents in the brokerage that have listings to get open houses. You might not be the person that has a million listings. That does not mean that you cannot do this method. I, at one point, was an agent that was willing to pay other agents to host an open house if necessary, because to me, it was that important to get belly to belly with people. Now, I'm not saying that you go out and, offer it, but if you have to, you got to do what you got to do. You make sure to follow up with these people. You put out what would be considered too many signs. Make it obnoxious. Read it again. Too many signs. Some people think 5 signs is too many. I put out a minimum of 20. I know people that put out 40. Again, follow your town, your city, and your state laws. Don't get in trouble, but put out too many. Be confident. Have a thoughtful system. Be dressed to impress, but don't be this guy. Don't be underprepared for a crowd. Don't lack the good follow-up. Don't have people enter without signing in. Don't be sterile or over the top, goofy, aggressive, cheap, or just what you wouldn't want to experience if you were either that consumer or any other person. Be the person that they walk up to and be like, oh my God, I wish I could hang out with that person more. So what does this actually look like? Joe, you've been kind of like ranting about this a little bit. Why do I care? Why is the system a little bit better? What is really different? Here is the secret sauce. And this is why it works. And this is why it's so simple that you're going to be like, oh my God, why didn't I think of this? It's about how you're positioning your open houses. And this is tried and true. This is what I did. It's the Wednesday commuter tours, usually 5 to 7 p.m. Sometimes it's 5 to 7:30, depending on, how dark it gets, your town, your area. Why? It's perfect office hours. It's great for creating content. If people come, amazing. If they don't, it's okay. You have dedicated time to work and to create content and to get out in a time where people are responsive. Does your sphere respond to messages at that time? Absolutely. Do you get to advertise that you're doing real estate in a time where most other brokers are not? Absolutely. Fridays, a mid-morning day, either a broker tour if you can do it for one of your own listings, or just a regular open house midday. Again, why are we doing it? Because it's an opportunity for people that are going away for the weekend to come and see it. Often people will play hooky on Fridays and they'll come to your open house, and you're getting ahead of all the people that they've never met a broker. You're the first person they've met, and they're going into the weekend of looking at houses. You have the first opportunity to convert them to be your client before they've met any other brokers, before they've met any other people, had any other comparison or any other opportunity to say, oh, well, I like this other person. You can close them then. And again, it's also the consistency of your signs are there. You are holding office hours. You are creating content. You are following up with people. We've already had 2 blocks of consistent follow up and follow through and follow back with people where you are required to be talking to your database, talking to your leads, making sure that you are in constant communication. Now, weekends are going to be busy, and this may not work for everybody, but you can scale it. But the key is a busy Saturday, a slightly less busy Sunday, but to have your showings and your potential other showings set up in advance. And what I mean by that is if you're in a major metro area or in a building where it's condos,
Joe, unmute.
oh, okay, there we go. Sorry, I got muted. If you're in a major city or in an area where, okay, your listing is there, but there's 4 other listings in the building and none of them are having open houses, that is opportunity because it is a simple, easy, and an effective way to provide value and to be able to build a relationship with people that come to your open house by before you even on that day have your open houses, have scheduled showings right after your open houses end. My open house ends at 3. Well, I have scheduled showings from 3:30 until 5 o'clock so that I can say to the people at the open house, well, hey, if this one isn't a perfect fit for you, there are also these other 3 in the building. I happen to have showings available between these times. Would you like to see them? I can get you in there today. It's already set up. It's efficient. It's effective. It's ready to go. How many people think that an unrepresented buyer is going to be excited about being able to see more options in the same building of where they already are? Do you think they're going to hang around and talk to you at the open house more and get to know you more and let you basically have a buyer consultation with them if they're waiting to go see more opportunities? Absolutely. It crushes. And that doesn't just have to be a condo building. It can be in a community, a neighborhood. It can be where there's 3 other houses within a mile of your listing or of the open house that you're holding that you can say, hey, I have these showings. I'm available to show these to you. Would you like to see them? We're providing value. It's direct. It's more belly to belly time. And we do that on both days because as you're meeting these people, you're coming in, you're greeting them, you're building rapport, you're offering them something that no other agent can because they haven't set up the structure, the time, or the thought process to provide that value. You're going to stand out. And if you're consistently doing this over time, what is going to happen is you're going to gain the reputation as the person that makes things happen, the person that is the go-to because you're always there. You're always seen in the community and you're always getting people into the houses that they need to. Whereas someone goes and talks to another broker and says, oh, can I go see this? And they say, oh, yeah, maybe like Monday or Tuesday we can get you in. And they come and they talk to me and I say, yeah, I can get you in an hour. Who do you think is going to come off as the better option? And again, because it's set up and structured this way, look at our time blocks of opportunity for us to have family time, have time to work on our business, have time to do other aspects of what we're trying to do. So, that being said, because we want to really have time for questions, let's go through some of the basic scripts and making it super, super easy so that you don't have to have things be crazy. So you don't have to overthink it. Getting the open house. Hey, here's one for the agents. You can send it, say, hi, agent's name. I saw you have a listing on 617 Main Street, and I wanted to ask if you would allow me the opportunity to open house on this date and time. Thanks. Be specific. Say when you want to do it and what time, because it doesn't need to be back and forth. If you're concise, if you're clear, they're going to appreciate that. The other thing, for all of my open houses, I have a QR for my scan-in for coming in. I'll often have another agent with me if I think it's going to be busy so that they can walk a line of people and get them scanned in advance. I also try and control the flow of people, especially in Boston where it's condos and we tend to be small. I can't have 20 people in at the same time. Have the script for that. Hi, my name is Joe, and we're so happy to have you here. We're rotating everyone in as efficiently as possible. So to keep everything moving, we have a QR code for you to, pre-sign in. Would you mind scanning in now to register for the open house? What's the benefit of this? It also goes directly into your CRM, which then also goes directly into your follow-ups. The other thing, introduce yourself and look for what the person actually is. Are they someone that's a buyer? Are they someone that is a seller? Be excited about it. Use language that is specific, that is going to set the tone. Ask them, are they an excited buyer? Are they a seller that's doing research because they're thoughtful about what the opportunities are? We have that script for you. Talk to them about other opportunities of off-market and coming soon. What are off-market opportunities? Well, you can have a binder full of expired listings because they are off-market. You can call those expireds, you can set up an appointment, you can do so many different facets of what you do best as an agent because you're just presenting, again, opportunities. But the biggest thing, and this is the game changer thing, is every single person that says that they are not represented, do not let them leave without going for a second appointment. And by second appointment, I mean in your calendar, set up, calendar invite sent to them. That is the biggest thing. Because if you set that second appointment there on the spot, your chance of success at getting that person as a client skyrockets. That second appointment, it could be to see that other house that's down the road in an hour. That counts. It could be to see that other condo. That counts. And that's the thing. You have that aspect of it, of when you're there, but then you also have to follow up. You have to be proactive with it. Well, what are you going to do? Well, what I do, what I found to be the most effective is I set it up in my CRM. They scan that QR code. 20 minutes later, they get an automated text, and all it is basically a link to IDX with open houses that are going right then that matches the open house that I met them at. Now, Joe, why would you want to do that? Why would you want to send them to other brokers, to other open houses, to other places? Well, because nobody else is. Nobody's providing value and saying, hey, you're here with me. Here are other homes you might like. It's so simple. It's automated. And it's right there and in the spot. Do you think that they're potentially going to call you back and say, hey, thank you for sending that. I have questions about this one? I guarantee you it will happen because it happens all the time. The other one and this is my favorite one when you really want to talk to somebody, is my hook. People leave things at open houses all the time. Is it a little white lie? Absolutely. So if you're very straight and narrow, this is not for you. But if you like little white lies, I'm okay with this one. Hey, Billy, this is Joe from the open house earlier. Was it yours? Give me a quick call. Don't want to text what was left. And if they say, I don't think I left anything, you just say, okay, well, someone left something that was a designer brand. Don't want someone just claiming it was theirs, but would love to talk. It gets people on the phone. 9 out of 10 times at my open houses, somebody leaves something. So is it a white lie? A little bit. Am I okay with it? Yeah. Am I going to talk to a ton of people from it? Absolutely. And most of the time, what I hear from people is, wow, it's really nice that you went to the effort to actually reach out to everybody and try to find out who it was. And then I have my feedback call, which is just very easy, very simple, that you guys can completely R&D, just rip off and duplicate. It's one of my favorite things. And then here's the thing, everybody gives up easy. And going back to those commuter open houses, remember when I said, hey, I'm sitting there sending messages? These are some of the messages. The next week's open houses. I send them on Wednesdays. It's just another version of that IDX link because that's when they're starting to plan out their weekend. And those unrepresented people, you want to get them. The other texts that I'm sending out are what I call the Hunger Games texts. And those are the ones that are basically all the old open houses leads where I haven't seen them in a while. I haven't gotten traction. And I know that they were looking in this specific part of the community. And I want to get them back. I want to get them talking to me again. So I send this text and say, basically, hey, are you still looking? Are you still doing it? But what we've done is we've created a system of being belly to belly with people, having our days planned, having everything efficient, having it where everything kind of leads and flows into the other, where you're not only getting more face-to-face time with people in the community, more people that are walking up to you and saying, I am a hand raiser, I am ready to purchase, to sell, and to transact, but you're also carving out time where you can more efficiently spend with your family, in your business, planning and making it so that you're not on the roller coaster of, I have to run around everywhere every day doing everything. You can have days off. You can have the ability to have a bit of balance. And it's so important. Now, I'm going to go through just a couple last things and things that I've found fun and interesting that make it a little bit more of an experience. And then I'm going to hopefully open up for questions if that still works for Elizabeth and I think y'all. Is that how you say it in the South?
There you go. Yeah, we've got 20 minutes. You're good.
Okay, perfect. I'm trying. Come on.
Yeah, I'll turn you into texting before too long.
I like it. I like it. All right. So what it looks like in practice. Here is what I like to do. This is my QR code. Those do work. So please don't, if you do scan them to look at it, don't fill them out. I don't think you want to go into my system. It is severely obnoxious. So just word of warning. I have the printouts of the scans to sign in. I always do have a laptop because not everybody has smartphones, even in this day and age. And frankly, some people are just a little sketched out about it. So I always have the laptop so that they can sign in. The other thing is I like to bring basically 8x10 framed little portrait stands with what I made on Canva, QR codes of a bright color that just say, did you know? And I put them in different rooms in the house because they are not where I'm standing. They are where the people are walking around. They're going to look at them and they're going to be curious. The big thing is curiosity is terrible for people. Everybody wants to know, okay, well, what don't I know? It's obviously there. It's meant for me to see. and it kills people. That itch to know, okay, what is it? All it is my landing page for home evaluations. And what do I get? I get seller leads, because those hidden sellers that signed in and said, do I have a home to sell? And they said no, but then they went in here and they put in their address. Well, I knew they were lying. I know what they're looking to sell now. I can look it up. I can see if it's on the market. And if it's not, I can reach out to them. I can also put them on direct mail campaigns. And it's easy. The other thing is I can have one that's in my system because I use Sierra Interactive, but the other one I can have set up for HomeBot, and it goes right and says, would you like your monthly home equity report? I have tons of people that are signed up for that, and I get listings from that because, again, they were curious. They scanned something. I wasn't breathing down their neck. They signed up for the equity report, and now I am staying face to face, top of mind, belly to belly with them because they came to one of my open houses, scanned something, and now 9 months later, I'm talking to them again. It's all about efficiency. It's all about opportunity. It's all about getting there. So again, guys, like I know a lot of people are like, oh my God, open houses, most boring thing ever. Get excited. It is the best way because everybody saying that is missing out on opportunities, is basically saying, here is all of the opportunity on a silver platter. Take it, have it, it's yours. And what's the cost? The cost is your time. The cost is minimal. The cost is effort. It's some of the best ROI in the business. So here's the other thing. A lot of people will not understand that you get a lot of credibility by association, trusted community members, people that will potentially advertise your open houses for you. So one of the things that I do is I tend to keep as many of the open houses in my farms as possible. Why? Because I like going to specific florists where I will just ask for a $20 bouquet of flowers. Whatever they want, doesn't matter. Whatever just costs me $20, I can lay down a $20 bill and I bring, I leave for the clients there. That's all I want. People walk in and they see fresh flowers. It's the little things. But what also happens is you build a relationship with that person. Now that florist has one of the little plastic easels, and I bring a flyer every time I go, and they put my open house flyer there, and it's there because on the weekends, when do people go buy flowers? Oh yeah, on the weekend, because that's when, somebody needs to say I'm sorry, or they have a date, or they have an event, and that's when they get the most traffic. But by having those community tie-ins to your open house, having another layer, another piece to the puzzle on something that you're already doing and building time efficiency at no great cost just makes it that much easier. And it's interesting where it just continues to grow and grow and grow, because just like I have things about the, the scan code for that, I also have, on my table, a little booklet, a little flyer about who I am, what's going on in the community. So things that I care about, because it shows who I am and it is a conversation starter. So what is a lot of it? Oh, it's things like St. Jude, all the different things that I do with that. And when they see that, oh, hey, one of Joe's primary lenders, who's one of the top lenders in the nation, and there's pictures of us, and there's things about St. Jude, and there's, a community, sign up or a community calendar about things that we're doing in that. And then there's a picture in our community. It shows people like, oh, hey, like these are people that are here, and just reinforces exactly what is going on. And then if you want to bring it to the next level, and this is where you guys are going to probably think I'm really lame. So I'm going to put it out there. I do it. I'm lame, and it is what it is. Sometimes you record some videos, you put it on the TV in the open house. I'm going to show you one. You guys, if you think it's lame, that's okay. If you think it's funny, that's okay. If you like it, drop it in the chat that you like it, but we're going to keep going.
Hey, Ayla.
Hey, Zoe.
What are you doing here?
What are you doing here?
I thought I just heard you on the radio.
You did. I just heard you.
Yeah, but I'm here to meet my friend Joe. I come down here all the time.
I'm here to meet my friend Joe.
Not Joe Turco.
I am talking about Joe Turco. You know him?
Oh my God, here he comes right now.
No way.
Hey, Joe.
Oh.
Hey guys.
What's up, brother?
God, good
How you
to
doing?
see you.
Good.
I didn't know you knew Ayla.
Oh, of course. Come on. Who doesn't?
Well, what do you use Joe for? Real estate?
All of my real estate advice. He's been giving it to me for years.
Well, everybody knows him. Plus, we're in Boston's fantastic seaport. I didn't come down here to buy a house. I came here to get a drink.
So let's go get drinks first, and we can talk about it.
Okay.
Let's go.
Let's go.
The Turco Group has been helping people buy and sell homes for over 7 years, using exceptional skill, next-level marketing, and offering a full concierge service to his customers. Joe Turco provides the highest quality at every price point for every client. If you're looking to buy or sell your home, get to know Joe, because everybody knows Joe.
So guys, that's the thing. Is that cheesy? Absolutely. Is that something that, some people will laugh at? Sure. Is that something that some people will eat up and love because it's like a local celebrity or two? Sure. Or a local community member? It's great. But what it also does is it goes back to creating an experience. It's where they're walking into a house. There's fresh flowers. There's actual community-oriented items on the table next to the sign-in. There's something on the TV. When they're walking around the house, there's points of interest where without the agent breathing down their neck, they can scan it and get more information. It's where they come in and they're having a different experience than what is being presented. And all of this costs basically nothing. All of this, from a time perspective, is basically minimal. And that's where, like, at the end of the day, what I would really want to emphasize is, like, everyone can do this. You don't have to make everyone be everything, but you can get started. You can do the fresh flowers. You can do things like have the QR codes in just a picture frame on an 8x10 made in Canva. You can do the things like the consistency with the open houses. You can do the things like scheduling the other opportunities for people to see. If you want to get really crazy, now, again, this might be printing a lot of paper and I don't want to push up your costs. You can even print out a sheet of paper that says, we have showings scheduled for these properties today after the open house. I mean, get wild. I don't know, make like the old school, like triangle poster board thing, like make it yours. But that's the kind of like thing that like the big opportunity is I came from being overseas, moved back to an area where, I hadn't been in a long time, didn't have a sphere, didn't have all of the opportunities a lot of people probably did. And I had to have a way to, in a cost-effective way, build up, ramp up a business and just push. I know sometimes for some people, especially in this market, times are hard. I know not everybody when they're getting started has a ton of money. I know not everybody has 80 hours because they also have other time commitments. This methodology can hit on all of them. At EXP, with KV Core, with all the different tools that we have set up, it is where you can implement it in a cost-effective way, and you can be the next icon agent in a short amount of time if you follow through and are consistent. That's what I got.
Guys, what questions do you have for Joe? Joe, this is awesome. what are you guys doing that's working? What questions y'all have for Joe? This is your time to collaborate with him and learn from what he's done.
Nice. Joe, I got a question for you.
Absolutely.
He's talked about follow up again.
Yep.
I'm gonna say in the Atlanta area, at least in my experience with open houses, 8 out of 10 people say they are represented.
Okay.
Ethically, do you still follow up again with them?
So what I do is put the people that say that they're represented on what I call a 90-day contact delay. So I check back in 90 days and I say, hey, we met here. I wanted to check and see, are you still represented? Are you still having great success? Or did you, at the end of the day, get to make the purchase of your dreams? Because most people don't have, in my experience, more than 90-day contracts. Now, how long are your contracts usually in Atlanta?
It could be 3 to 6 months, yeah.
Okay. So, I mean, I guess that would be, where you would just have to kind of make the judgment call on, like, does that toe the line? Does that make you uncomfortable? Would that be too close to the edge? You know what I mean? You could also make it where it was 6 months.
If they're represented, do you send them the open house list that's automated still?
Yep, because it's automated and because it's not doing anything other than providing business. So it's all it is saying, hey, here's other ones. It pops out. It's not asking for business. It's not saying do anything. If they sign up into the system and they look at the link, if they decide to sign up for IDX, if they opt in, if they do that, that's kind of their choice. You know what I mean? But there's no kind of call to action that is unethical. It's just providing information. It's no different than saying, here's a list of open houses. It's on a piece of paper.
That's awesome. And when you do the hook call, is that just the unrepresented? Or is that everyone also?
So it's generally speaking unrepresented, unless it's a person that I feel wasn't honest. So like if it's like, oh yeah, I got somebody, and I'm like, oh great, let me put their name down so I can follow up with them for your feedback. And they're like, if I get one of those responses, then I'll bring them on. But if it's like a truly represented person, then no, I'm always respectful of that.
Okay. I have so many questions, but I'll just have one more for now.
No, I mean, fire away. I mean,
thank you. There's so many good takeaways. And I did a bunch of open houses this summer, and I wish I heard this at the beginning of the summer because there's so many good tidbits.
Here's the best thing. Open houses are life. Just do them always.
So I was glad to see that you had a lot of 2-hour windows because that's pretty much the most time that I can do. Is there a strategy or is that just what you prefer? I noticed Sundays were 3 hours, so I wanted to know why.
So it depends. And I look at it from the perspective of it's going to be different for your area. It's going to be different for the type, and you modify it. So like I like to buffer it based on what is consistently being done around. And I like to basically be on the edges of other ones. So like if everyone in your area is doing 12 to 2, I would rather do 11:30 until like 1:30 so that the people that are coming early will come see me first. Or if I have the time, I like to edge over it and do 11:30 to 2:30. If I don't have the time, I want to be first.
That makes sense. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
And don't worry about having questions, because if you have the questions, that means other people probably have the questions too, and they're either not asking or they hadn't thought about it. So never apologize for having questions. There's never too many questions, and there's never stupid questions.
I love questions. So.
I have a question, Joe.
Yeah.
Do you typically find value in doing open houses for properties that are sitting on the market, or only newer ones, or ones after a big price reduction?
I find that doing the ones that have long days on market is actually one of my better opportunities, because here's the thing. Most agents will try regretfully to talk people out of seeing things that have been on market for a long time, or because they're busy, they don't see the value in it, or alternatively, the agents that are listing it just will never do an open house for it. So there's often a ton of people that want to, but they're not going to call an agent to see it. They're just sitting there waiting. And that's that opportunity. That property might not have had an open house in 3 months, and then all of a sudden it has one, and people come to it. Or because people are curious, but they're not curious enough to reach out to an agent, they see it and they go to it. Or it's not where they're actually looking for that type of house, but they've seen it forever and it's been sitting there. And it's a conversation where you get a person that's not looking for that property, but they're looking in general. So I, again, going back to the fact that it's office hours, it's content, and it's follow up, I love those type of houses because nobody else is going after it. My methodology in all that I do for business is looking at where everybody is running and seeing where the gaps are, where people are thinking that there is not value, and evaluating
Okay.
is there.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Your baby.
Yep.
So Joe, let me ask you a question. So, you've been doing this a long time now. It seems like when you started out, you were doing open houses for other agents. Today, are you still doing are you doing open houses for other agents? And if
So,
that
so my personal situation is now different. I have taken the leap to do more coaching and agent attraction.
Oh.
So I just hit beta, and I am now focused mostly on coaching the agents on my team and some of the different agent teams that I have on doing this. So that, coupled with the fact that I have a 9-month-old and a soon to be 3-year-old, I will only do maybe 1 to 2 open houses a week now. So I am kind of in a transitional period of my now real estate career. So I love my open houses, and it kind of makes me sad, but I love my sons a little bit more. So tough question from Atlanta, but thank you. But
Just to follow up, to backtrack a little bit, so to generate the interest and the traffic for these open houses, whether they're new or on the market a long time, besides just announcing it in the MLS, you said you're following up with your sphere, your other realtors in your market, and your brokerage, and what else are you doing to make sure you're not just sitting there by yourself?
Yep. So a lot of that is really just simple, easy things. It's where you go into just Facebook groups and you let people know that you are holding office hours at this amazing open house. It's where, simple things like, if it's by a dog park, you let people know that, hey, there's this great, amazing open house on the way to the dog park. You find a way to incorporate whatever the social group is into why you're there and why you're talking about it. And then in terms of like my CRM, I can reverse prospect against the rooms, the square footage, the bathrooms, and then I can pull lists and I can send it to those leads saying, hey, we're having an open house. I'm personally going to be here. Please come see me. It's also where you can do, and what we've very successfully done is with our old open house leads, as well as our just generic leads, as well as our sphere, run what are called Facebook retargeting ads, or a custom audience ad saying we are having an open house on this day at this location, and then a link to the IDX. And it's very inexpensive, because instead of having Facebook trying to find the people, you're providing their names, their phone numbers, and their emails. So it's something like $75 for 1,000 people per month for like an outrageous amount of impressions. So it's like it's all very super cost effective, just easy things. But again, it's where we're just trying to do everything that's proactive. It's not, oh, hey, I'm going to just sit. I'm going to be in constant contact because, yes, do people get annoyed? Hey, I don't care about your open houses. Hey, I don't care that you're doing this. Sure, but you're talking to them. You're present. You're top of mind. You're showing them that you're doing business. And the other thing is a lot of people make assumptions. You know, most people, when they see that you're hosting an open house, they just assume that it's your listing. When they see your open house signs around town all the time, multiple days a week, they assume that it's your listing. They don't look it up in MLS. They're not agents. They're around town. They just assume that it's yours and that you're the go-to person because day in, day out, consistently, all they're seeing is that you're the option. They're not seeing anyone else consistently.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And if you do occasionally get the agent that contacts you, how do you handle that conversation?
In terms of contacts me for what?
Like you have an agent that maybe didn't do their homework to see that it's not your listing. They have a buyer and they just see your marketing. They want to bring the buyer. How do you handle that conversation?
You help them out. You direct them to the listing agent. The listing agent was kind enough to give you the opportunity to host the open house. You do everything you can to help facilitate getting it sold.
Okay. Thank you.
Yep.
I
I have a
one
really
more
quick
winner.
question. If
You're
there's
good,
time
Jill.
for one
Yep.
more really quick
I was gonna say
question.
one more, so Jill, you got it.
It should be really quick. It's kind of like an EXP question. Are we allowed to do open houses for agents from other brokerages?
They from a broker, it's state specific, but my gut is it's probably the same across the states. Texas, they say no, because then
Okay.
our E&O and liability don't really kick in. And that's the same reason why we don't allow other agents from other brokerages to hold our open houses.
Okay.
Now, if you're in a market where there's not a lot of opportunity, sometimes you can get broker approval.
Okay.
But I have people reach out to me all the time, y'all, asking to hold my open houses, and I'm like, oh, we have this rule. It's a broker requirement that you have to be with our brokerage, and it's kind of fun because it starts a conversation in that direction.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I was thinking is like, hey, what if I could like help another agent out from other brokerages get their house sold and like, you know.
Yeah, I mean, so the one thing, if you're looking, Jill, for other opportunities, is you can hold open houses for FSBOs and expireds.
There's a lot of open house opportunities just within EXP. I think it's pretty great. You know, I think it's amazing just as it is. But, you know, just in case you wanted to like make friends with other agents, I thought it might be an opportunity, but it's okay.
Yeah. You can always get approvals, but typically the answer is no. So you're awesome, Joe. This was fantastic. And I love your spin on it and bringing a creative approach. And so I thank you so much for just taking time out of your morning and making this happen.
Absolutely. Well, as always, thank you guys. You know, if you guys need anything, always reach out. I like to help people. I like to have fun. I will be at EXPCon. So if you see me running around, grab me, take a picture, give me a hug. I am very friendly. And hey, go have an open house. I got to bounce, but thank you so much. I appreciate y'all. Thanks, Elizabeth.
You guys have an amazing weekend. We'll see you in Vegas or we'll see you next week. Bye, guys.